Thanks very much, Beza, and thank you to all of you for being here, and a particular thank you to Brendan and your team at the NBA 2K League, both for being here, but also for the amazing work that all of your team have done over the last, not just 2 weeks, 2 months, but this is a conversation that's been going on for 2 years. So I'm very pleased to be here today. I'm very, very pleased to have all of you here today. I thank you for your time. It's pretty early in the morning by gamer standards, so thank you to everyone from industry in particular. But today marks a really significant milestone in the history and the future of the NBL. As you've seen, we now have a fully fledged professional esports team entering into one of the biggest global esports leagues in the world. And if we look at the rationale for why we've gone into the esports space and launched NBL Oz Gaming, it's for a couple of very, very straightforward reasons. First one is there's a huge correlation between gamers and basketball fans. I think the report was commissioned back in about 2019 by an Australian sports research group that said that a gamer is 1.8 times more likely to be a basketball fan than a non-gamer. And the only other statistically significant sport was soccer. And if you look at the reason as to why that's the case, there's one very, very significant reason that stands out, and it's NBA 2K. The fact that I played it as a child growing up, and the fact that my children play it now as they grow up, it means that everyone's got that direct connection between what happens on their console and their screen and what happens on the big stage here in our NBL courts, and most importantly, over there on NBA courts over in the States. The NBA is about the biggest and most relevant global sports brand in the world. Commissioner David Stern, and followed by Commissioner Adam Silver, launched the NBA from being a domestic sporting league to a truly iconic global brand. And we're firmly of the belief that Brendan and his team are going to do exactly the same with the NBA 2K League. There are now 3 international teams in the NBA 2K League, 22 teams owned by NBA clubs. Now there's a club from Shanghai, a club Dux Infinitos from Mexico, right, and now NBL Oz Gaming from Australia. The first professional Australian esports team to permanently play in a global esports league. It's huge, and it's a monumental moment for the league because it puts our brand up there in lights right next to the NBA and right next to the Bulls, the Lakers, all of those other NBA teams, iconic brands on a global level that play in the NBA 2K League. So we couldn't be more thrilled to be on the journey and couldn't be more grateful to Brendan and the team for having us. So with that, Brendan, I might throw over to you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here again so early in the morning. I'm psyched. I love the tradition here. They give mimosas and they have beers serving, and it's early in the morning. I can get used to this country. I like it. But I will say this, I mean, you know, we obviously, the sizzle reel hopefully gave you a little bit of taste of what we're doing with the NBA 2K League. But I want to make sure you know, don't fret. If you walked in here not knowing what the NBA 2K League was, that's okay. That's kind of what I'm here for. So I want to give a little bit of background as far as what we are. So we're the only esports league run by a traditional sports league in the world. You know, we are co-owned by the NBA and Take-Two or 2K. I'll put in perspective our game and how talented our players are. So in a normal year, 30 million people will download and play 2K. And what we do is we go out and find now the best 125 players in the world. And they become our professionals, and 5 of them will represent NBL Oz Gaming next season. And so, but I also want to let you know how professional they are. We pay them a salary. They're provided housing. They get health benefits. They get a retirement plan. You know, and so, and in fact, one of our players, our former players, is here today, and Ozzy himself, and Milo, who you'll get a chance to meet later. And so those are the best players in the world. And by the way, they get all of those things, and then they go compete for $2.5 million in prize money. And so that's kind of what the NBA 2K League is for, from the player side. And so we consider ourselves a global league. And so why Australia? Why is this partnership happening? It's because, frankly, the game of basketball in the NBA is huge here, and the NBL is the ideal partner for us to attack this with. And so, put that in perspective. Anything we look at, whether it's NBA Finals, NBA All-Star Game, we look at the metrics. In Australia, our growth is tremendous. 50% year over year, 100% year over year. Australia is rabid for basketball. And so obviously we wanted to come and expand the 2K League to Australia. But having said that, could we have done that? Yes. But we're so much better positioned doing that with the NBL. I mean, I've been in sports now for more than 2 decades, and the NBL for us is a case study in terms of transforming a league and reinventing a league. And so whether it's record ticket sales, record sponsorships, viewership, etc., and then now most recently on the court with 3 straight years of having NBA lottery picks from the NBL. So you built quite a pipeline. So, I mean, no better partner for us to go into this with. And then once I got a chance to spend time with Jeremy, his team, Larry, you realize we share DNA in terms of just innovation and wanting to take chances and do new things. And so that's how we ended up here today. And so we're thrilled to and officially announce our 25th franchise, the NBL Oz Gaming.